Greetings, everybody, and good evening. Welcome to day 3 of our 7-day energy alignment. My name is Veronica Marie, and I am here to help you live healthier and happier. And today we're doing that by talking about what's known as our solar plexus area. It is really the seat of our personality, our will, and our power. And we want to talk about those 3 aspects tonight, and of course, clear the way and talk about truth. When we look at our personality, we understand that our personality is a combination of different things, nature and nurture, right? A combination of the natural way that we are. Some people attribute that to our natal charts, DNA, natural demeanors, and such. And also, our personality is shaped and molded by our conditioning, our experiences, the rules and belief systems that we learn growing up, the ones we take on later as well. Our subconscious is usually programmed, right? And it's programmed in different ways. A strong emotion is one way. So if you have experiences that elicit a strong emotion, you are more likely to draw a conclusion about it and remember the conclusion. That conclusion gets assimilated into your way of being, your automatic way of being. Some people refer to this as an autopilot. Some say it's programming, but either way, it's subconscious and it is deeply affecting your choices and the way you exist in the world. Whether or not the subconscious is programmed according to truth um, depends on whether or not your conclusions were based upon truth from your experiences. Your subconscious is programmed by strong emotion, by repetition. If you heard or saw a certain thing a number of times, the subconscious will get programmed that way as well. The subconscious will be programmed by you with intention, receiving information as truth and practicing it, right? Those are some ways we are conditioned, and those ways become automatic. And those automatic ways are called our personality, a predictable way that we react, act, behave, think, and feel, our temperament, all of that. And so, in doing the work of this solar plexus area, we have to look deeply at our personality. There are some ways that we are that don't serve us. When I say don't serve us, those ways do not create experiences that we desire. They do not create um, relationships we desire. Those ways are often anti to what we desire. And so we have to look at that. And so in this segment, I want you to think about some experiences you have had in your life, even recently, it could be recently, whatever comes up, where you didn't have the interaction that you wanted in the world. It could have been through a situation or a person. And as you think about that situation, ask yourself, in what ways did I act according to my personality? What ways did I act in a way I predictably act? Right. I had a situation today where a person close to me brought some information that was not true, almost felt like an accusation. And in my personality, I normally contract against that and push out the truth. But I know that part of the personal work of having intimacy means sitting back, thinking about how I would normally react, why I would normally react like that, and to consider if I want to react in a different way. When I act like that, when I behave like that, when I respond like that, does it give me results I desire? Does it end in outcomes that help me feel satisfied? And the way I would naturally react to that situation, answer would be no. If I naturally react like that, I would not be satisfied, because with this person, I am interested in intimacy. So I choose to clear the ways of my programming, my autopilot that causes me to contract against another person's trigger when they're important to me. Instead, my new rule is, when a person is important to me, then I move in understanding. And that's going to take some work, right? Because we've had years of programming. Now, so look at your personality. What ways do you act and habitually react when you explain how you are to other people? I'm the type of person that does what, feels what. Write that down, journal about it. Then look at those qualities and see if those qualities bring outcomes that satisfy you. You got to know what outcome you're looking for in your relationships. What kind of relationships do you desire? In your interactions with people on a daily basis, what do you desire? And is your personality vibrating in a way that attracts and creates experiences that you desire? This is where the work of the personality happens in the solar plexus. Closely associated with the personality is our power. Are you habitually in your power seat? Or are you attributing your power to outside sources? Good questions. A way to look at that is, do you say people make you feel a certain way? They made me feel bad. They hurt my feelings. Vibrations from phrases like that cause you to vibrate out of balance. So what's true is, when they did A, B, and C, you felt a way. You felt how you felt because you believe X, Y, Z should have happened. And it didn't happen. And usually you feel bothered by that. And when you feel bothered by that, you act a certain way. How do you act? Do you lash out? Do you fold in? Do you go passive aggressive? Do you yell and scream? Do you try to confront things? Do you become very withdrawn? Look at your patterns, because your power seat depends on you knowing your own patterns so that you can shift them. See, if you don't know that you attribute your power to outside sources, then you cannot stand in your power. So some ways that you make other people responsible for how you feel is, you say they made you feel. You feel they did something to you when they were actually acting according to their belief systems. That's two different things. Maliciousness versus acting according to their belief systems are two different things. So with the people and situations in your life, it's good to look at the heart of the situation. Yes, this person said A, B, C. Were they doing that to be malicious, or were they doing that out of their own belief system? And if whatever the case is, how do I want to respond to it? Do I want to respond in my habitual way, or do I want to try something different? These are the questions of the solar plexus. Standing in your power to create experiences, not control others. I can't guarantee that the fact that you want to move in understanding will help the other person shift. That's not the point. It's to help you shift your experience so that you have what it is you are interested in having. Your power seat is your ability to create experiences that you desire. And then there's your will. A lot of times in this world, we live with an overactive will. We want to will ourselves to do everything. If we don't want to work, we will ourselves to work. If we don't want to talk to someone, we will ourselves to talk to someone. To be in a healthy relationship with our will, it's important to ask what's necessary. What's necessary depends on what you believe about the situation. What's necessary? If you commonly in your personality move and try to will everything by force of the will. I will do this and you will do that. And maybe you even try to press it upon other people, your children, especially people who are younger than you are, maybe under your authority, maybe people at work or whatever. How do you assert your will? Okay. And a way to balance the way we move with our will is to ask, what is necessary and what is the best way to accomplish this? Your will is a very important tool because it helps you accomplish things, right? But your will is also limited. Your will is limited when your consciousness is not present. You can will yourself to stop yelling and screaming because you want to stop yelling and screaming. But when you go unconscious in your trigger, you find yourself yelling and screaming. You can will yourself to stop. Recently, I said I was going to stop eating carbs, right? But when I go unconscious, then I eat a piece of bread and I'm not even thinking about it. And then I'm done like, oh gosh, I ate the bread. Your will is subject to your appetites. If you're tired or hungry or stressed, your will is going to be low. So your will is not your power seat. Your will is a tool of your power seat. Ask yourself what's necessary based upon my belief systems. That's your power seat. What outcome am I looking for? How do I usually behave? Do I get the outcomes I want to when I do that? Do I want to shift the way I behave to get a different outcome? What's important to me? This is the solar plexus. Okay. And when we are unaware of facets of our personality, when we think that our personality is fixed, like it's just how we are, even though it's not creating what we desire, we have an outer balance solar plexus or gut. And so when you want to go by what you feel in your gut, you learn not to trust it. Because if you continue to act according to your patterns and you get results that you don't want, you think the issue is that your gut led you wrong. Your gut did exactly what it needed to do, indicated that there was something in you out of resonance with universal truth. And it made it available to your consciousness so that you could shift it. The solar plexus area is about your will, your personality, your power seat. When you're working with this area, the color yellow is said to be appropriate. Yellow has the vibration of balance in this area. So you can wear yellow clothes or eat yellow fruit or color with the yellow crayon, or even oils from plants that are yellow, like lemon. You know, these are some ideas to help you come into balance. And so right now I would love to take a moment to breathe. Your solar plexus is the area below your heart and above your navel. I'd like you to place your right hand on that area and ask yourself, what parts of my personality want my attention? What parts of my personality yield outcomes that are usually what I don't like? As that comes to mind, you accept it with grace, with honor. It's important that we don't look in disdain at these parts of our personality. These parts of our personality are important. These parts of our personality likely caused us to cope through some very hard times, and we've outgrown them. So we hold that part of our personality that we would like to give attention to in our mind. And we close our eyes and we say thank you to that part of us. Maybe that personality came from a certain time in life where you were going through a situation that made it appropriate. We give thanks for how smart the soul is. We give thanks for that persona that came forward to assist us. We give thanks now, and we say we are ready to shift into the next iteration of ourselves. And so we lay this persona to rest inside of our solar plexus in gratitude, in peace, no judgment. We're not messed up. We are individuals who grow and shed and grow and shed. So we say to that part of ourselves, thank you so much for what you have done so far, and you can rest. We look in the area of our will, where we force and push ourselves even to do things that are not even important, just because we're used to forcing and pushing. And we commit to asking ourselves, what is necessary? What is necessary? What is in alignment with what I desire? Where do I need to begin? Oftentimes we are procrastinating and finding a hard time doing something because we're trying to begin in a place that doesn't need a beginning just yet. Maybe there's another starting point. What's necessary? What's necessary? And then we shift our attention to our power seat. And we ask, in what areas of life am I not sitting in my power seat? In what areas of my life do I give my power over to others? This includes being empathetic and absorbing what other people feel, taking their burdens upon you and keeping them to the point where it exhausts you. That is not your power seat. We clear the ways that we absorb other people's energies and allow them to rest unresolved in our being. Right now, we ask ourselves, what do we need to do differently when we are perceiving other people's energies? Yes, we can know it. Yes, we can perceive it. But what other options are there besides taking it into our being and leaving it there unresolved? Maybe it's some art, or maybe it's a different way of sharing information, or maybe it's some personal work. Whatever it is, the question is there. How can I remain in my power seat? Maybe you move out of your power seat when negative energies are around you. You may find it difficult to hold your vibration in challenging situations. Right now, we ask ourselves, what needs to shift in order for us to remain in the vibration that we created and that we desire? We clear the ways that we hang on to previous ways of being that no longer serve us. We release any way of being that no longer serves us, and we invite truth. We clear the ways that we cling and place our identity on our habits and habitual ways of thinking and believing and feeling and acting, and we expand into What wants to be born through me? What is the next iteration of myself? What is my new way of being? You may take your hand off of your solar plexus. And I would like you to start at the base of your spine, however you want to do it. Maybe you want the hand in front of the body or behind on the back area. But you take your right hand and you start at your root and just in an upward sweeping motion, sweep the energy up into your solar plexus. Inhale the energy, catch it, and exhale it. Again, you place your hand on your root, and in an upward movement, you move your hand up through the root, the womb, to the solar plexus. Inhale, receive the energy, bring it into balance, and exhale. I am aware. I acknowledge myself. I am wise in choosing what is necessary and what is not. I move in my own personal power. I am the creator of my reality, and my will serves my desire. Just breathing and receiving that. I am a sovereign being, meaning I am the creator of my reality, meaning I create my experiences. I will to create my experiences. I will to shift parts of my personality that need shifting so that I create outcomes that I desire. I am in gratitude for the parts of myself that served me up until now. I clear the ways that I judge previous versions of myself. I call to mind the way that I see myself right now. The way you see yourself is often, again, the result of conditioning, experiences, other people's words. I remember hearing my mom say as a child, Veronica is smart, but she has no common sense. I began to see myself that way until one day I had to clear the ways. I have common sense. I was a child and there were many things I didn't know, but that didn't mean I didn't have common sense. What are the things you heard about yourself as we're bringing this to a close? I can remember people saying things like, Veronica has this, pointing out things about my body, right? Pointing out things about my way of being. Veronica is goofy. And then I grew up saying, I'm goofy. What characteristics do you attribute to your personality that came from other people? It's time to release them if they don't serve you. It's time to think highly of yourself rather than according to the identity that you were given, the self image you were given. Up until now, I claimed to be goofy. That's an example. But I realized that was simply a person's opinion. And I can find other words that are more uplifting to describe how I am. What other words describe how you are, Dad? Shows you really love yourself. What words can you use to Plug into your self-image such that you see yourself in a more empowered way. How do you want to see yourself? What words, what vibrations can assist you? This is the work of our solar plexus. Breathe with me deeply in through the nostrils and out through the mouth, and we give thanks for the presence of our soul. We give thanks for opportunities to shift. We give thanks for truth. We give thanks right now for coming into alignment with universal truth about ourselves. We clear the ways that we talk down about any version of ourselves or any way about ourselves. And we choose to hold ourselves in high esteem. We choose to sit in our power seat. We choose to become. In the spirit of your mind, if you agree with this, say, it is so. And I agree with you, so it is. And you have a good night.